At the age of 18, I went from selling chips in my local high school to making $23,000 the next year. But it's not what you think. There was a lot of hard work involved, recovering from an addiction, and a lot of trial and error. Stick around, as there is a lot to learn from my story and how you could use it to better yourself. My story starts whenever I was 18. I had just moved from my home state Florida to Tennessee without a dollar to my name. The reason why I didn't have that money was because I was a recovering gambling addict. At the time when CSGO gambling and even a little bit of Rust gambling was huge, I was pouring hundreds and even thousands of dollars into these online casinos. It got so bad that all the money that I had earned was gone. The worst part is, I never told my parents and I never told anyone, but thankfully whenever I moved, my entire life changed. As a senior in high school, I had to take a personal finance class. Now, I thought this class was going to be the most boring class ever, just another math class that I would have to take. Then a couple weeks later, I fell in love with personal finance. I don't know what it was just like a light bulb that went off in my head. I would get home from school and I would immediately hop on YouTube to watch the likes of Graham Stephan, Bia Heza. I already knew what losing money was like due to gambling, so I wanted to learn how to make money. I was trying a bunch of side hustles, selling chips and drinks, Instagram theme pages, video editing on Fiverr. I even got a dishwashing job at my local restaurant. Not only did this get me to my first $1,000, but I also got tons of video editing experience. Everything was going well until 2020 came around.
The breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight.
Here in New York City, a state of emergency declared as well.
Provide an
More than
update to the
15
American people on
California
several decisive new actions we're taking.
Like everyone else, I was on lockdown. I had also graduated high school at this time, so that was depressing. And although I was still technically employed with my local job, I wasn't getting any hours at the start of this outbreak. So I had to find other ways to make money. So here I am, just an 18-year-old trying to make his fortune. Sure, I was trying all these side hustles, but most of them didn't really stick. Some were just not worth my time, or they didn't make money. And I was kind of feeling lost. That was until I came across the term stock market. You can make what is called, I don't know if I could say it. You guys have already heard it like a million times. Passive income. I knew that having cash at this point was worthless. There was so much money to be made in the stock market at the time that it was criminal not to use it. I remember penny pinching so bad that I would go out with my friends, get the cheapest item, and save the rest for the stock market. Your boy was a money fiend. All the money I made with my job and side hustles was going into the market. Tesla, NIO, ChargePoint, all the EV companies, I owned some. But did it all pay off? Well, yes, it actually was. That $1,000 quickly went into $4,000. I'm not gonna flex, but so right here, January 27, 2021, about a semester or two of college, I bought into Ethereum. I put $2,000 in it, and then it turned into $4,000. $2,000 turned into $4,000, and that $4,000 went to $6,000. And then just a few months after I had bought in, well, yeah.
Money add then multiply, I call it mathematics.
And just to kind of show you how volatile crypto was at the time, May 10th, my account was worth $14,000, right? May 12th, I gained around $1,000. And let's say you don't believe me, okay? I'm showing you the screenshots. You know, maybe you just don't believe me. I will screen record you my account statement. Okay, here we go. Refreshing, and I believe my high was around the 9th. I had $9,000 opening at the start of the month, and closing I had $14,000. Oh yeah, don't mind all the stocks I traded. Now around this time I had $15,000. I think I had some in my bank account at the time. Notice that I wasn't totally broke. A few months later, my family had bought a rental property, and this rental property had, wow, it needed some love. The house itself actually had a huge fire, and the whole place was just burnt. It needed to be gutted, it needed some paint, it needed flooring. Everything was just gone. Well, that's where my family came in. I myself didn't approach them. They actually approached me with an offer saying that if I could give them all of my money, they would give me back $20,000 in order to fix up this house and this rental property, which at the time I was, to be honest, very suspicious. I was a little wary about giving loans out the family, you know? I didn't want to create bad blood if something went wrong. Again, I kind of felt bad because that's like a 25% rate for them. And this is their words, and I quote, "We'd rather give it to you than a bank." But man, you know, they made some convincing arguments and we signed a deal. So I'm gonna blur the signatures out, but it was technically worth $23,000. At least that's what a lot of other YouTubers would say. Although I did sign a deal of getting $20,000 back, which then later on they needed a little bit more money, turned into $23,000. The deal itself did take some time and it did go out of the expected time frame, but I gave them all the time they needed, helped them wherever I could. To think that just a few years ago I was a gambling addict and I couldn't hold on to a single dollar, to making $23,000 in like under a year. And for those wondering, I am 21 now, like I'm not 19 or a teenager anymore. But I did want to go ahead and give you my story because, you know, it just goes to show that no matter what you're going with, there's always a way out. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But I just want you to know that every day is a new day. Peace out.